Hey guys, Tyler here bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Emily Fields. Playing for today's spawning in the north, we have Thomas playing as OKW, straight away going for Spear Cops. Facing off against him in the south, we have Makros playing as Soviets, who has guard motor coordination, guard rifle combined arms, and Lease. In terms of rankings here, both players are pretty much exactly ranked 60, so very even matchup here. So early push onto the fuel here from Thomas. Wire off here, expecting some sandbags to come down. Definitely have seen quite a lot more of that, just like players putting wire down where they expect sandbags to go down. I feel like it kind of just doesn't really work, but good on you anyway. Empires coming in on the flank. This conscript squad a little bit stranded over here, not really able to join the action. Here they come now, a little bit slow. Empires are going down. So we get some good damage in. All the flamer pots from Makros, well timed. Forces the retreat and now pushing in with the conscript. Combat engineer flamethrower combo. Thomas can see the writing on the wall, knows that he's going to struggle unless he sets up some kind of 2-on-1. Perhaps trying to wait for reinforcements to arrive, but they're not going to. The other final squad is on the far side, so can't really assist in this fight. So Makros with the power and numbers here, trying to push in. I'll focus down the combat engineer flamer first and foremost, but the conscripts are there ready for the merge. Jumps into the building just to deny that. Just came out of base, doing some good damage. And this squad came all the way across from the right hand side. Now Makros getting overwhelmed. Outnumbered. And gonna have to pull the trigger on that retreat. Did manage to cap the fuel for a good chunk of time though. Oh, Thomas trying to go for a bit of body blocking there it looked like, but conscripts able to run past. Do have medics up here as well as tier 2. Perhaps not the best positioning. Might block the machine gun from firing a little bit. In case of some base inspection action, but alright. And an early sweeper there popped by Makros as well. He's not mucking around. Getting that very early on. Doesn't want to hit any mines. Has also locked into Lease. To receive quite a few changes this patch. Good bit of holding out there. Conscripts trading efficiently before losing the position. Makros now branching out and recapturing his fuel finally. But overall, pretty even split on resources to this point. Charging forwards once again. He's got that combo. The conscripts with the merge, the combat engineer with the flamethrower. Very powerful. Can be tough to deal with. Pretty good idea here from Thomas splitting up. So you can't just get charged at all in one go. And slowly picking away at the combat engineers. Merging. Did manage to push all the way down onto this munitions point with the Fox Grenadiers as well. But all these squads are very, very low now for Thomas. Might have to concede a bit of territory here. He's got the medics up in his base and gonna go for the flak half track. Dropping a lot of manpower here though. Before he pulls the trigger on that retreat. Might not have been worth it there. Do have the Dishka coming out now from Makros. Could be a reasonable time to get like a mine down over here as well while the combat engineers are capping. Wiring off the sandbags. Oh, jumping onto the cutoff as well. Nicely done there. But here comes the flak half track, hitting at a pretty reasonable timing as well. See what he can do with it. Makros does have a reasonable amount of resources, but both combat engineers on the field at the moment. Can't put down tier 3 quite yet. Just go down and set up behind the heavy cover here. Opening up. With the suppression. Maybe the flak half track could come in from the side on it here, get some damage done. Second D's rotating to deal with the flamer, which is extremely low here. We'll go down quite quickly. Very early retreat. Good call from Makros.
Stay low. Engineer, under fire. Ready to execute.
And is this going to be the answer for Makros? Is once again going to delay his tech though. Tier 3 going to come in quite slowly now because of this anti-tank gun. Kind of have two choices when going for this style, you know. You can either go for the ZIS here, get your light vehicle later, or go for the T70 here and get your ZIS later. I suppose in this case, you know, he hadn't put down his tier 3 quite yet, so his T70 would have come in super late. Maybe that's why he decided to get the ZIS, fight off that flak half track a little bit earlier on. Perhaps if he did already have his tier 3 down, it would be a different build order here. One shot connecting, forcing back the flak half track. Got the sweeper here. The Skirmishes. Raketting already out for Thomas. Kind of have to go for this when you have the flak half track, you know. Can very easily get overwhelmed by a T70, so if you don't have an anti-tank gun, it's quite easy for it to go down. So kind of similar with all the half tracks. You kind of have to go for an anti-tank gun to back them up most of the time. Otherwise they get overwhelmed by your opponent's light vehicle. It's typically will be stronger. All conscripts a little bit late on the retreat here. That could be dangerous. Flak half track did have to pack up though, getting away from the ZIS. And a bit of a lucky break there. Fox Grenadiers don't end up getting the wipe on retreat. Just going to work here. Fox Grenadiers Vet 2 charging in. Do have the STGs. And the flak half track getting some damage done. Didn't continue the chase though. So just able to reposition. Do some nasty damage there as well. Here comes the T70 though. Stun things up here. Needs to stay out of Faust range and doing a pretty good job of that so far. Ooh, the officer actually brought in here from Thomas. I believe the officer has 50 sight range. So it is a pretty strong asset these days. Jumping into the cap here, got the Raketen, but the building kind of in the way. Can't go for any attack grounds here. Gonna try to come around the corner perhaps. Can't shoot through that building. Maybe he's hoping that T70 will chase around the corner. Not going to happen though. But yeah, I do think the officer is a pretty good option, honestly, for that price. The extra sight range is a real asset. And being able to use the forced retreat as well, pretty damn handy. Especially on something like a Dishka, which can be a real nuisance. Being able to just like force that away instantly is very, very handy. But Makros looking in control at the moment. Flak half track getting hit a couple times by the ZIS has really slowed down Thomas's map control here. This barrage. Getting some pretty good hits in here as well. Just seemingly slowly going to work, but not having too much luck. Constantly hitting the vehicle. Officer charging through the center, backed up by the flak half track. Now he's trying to charge forwards. Not, maybe that was a misclick. This did pull quite far back here though. Flak half track could get some damage done. A little bit slow setting up though. Oops. And this squad doesn't have a snare, so the T-70 could charge in for the kill here. Plays it safe. But yeah, that was an easy kill. The Raketin had also retreated. No snaring squads, no mines. Easy kill there for Makros. But quite often, you know, in these high level games, you don't see players make those kind of dives. Just because they've attempted those dives in the past and they've backfired and kind of get cold feet. Going for those slightly more risky plays. Which is a shame. Faust gonna connect. Bit of pressure onto the Zis as well. Dishka though in a nice position to back it up. It's just going toe to toe. Another Molotov to win the engagement. Do have infiltration grenades in this commander, which I don't think we've seen any use so far from Thomas, which I think is a mistake. There's maybe, you know, that time against the Dishka over here, he could have thrown some infiltration grenades as well. Maybe that was a reasonable time for one just then. And he's got plenty of munitions, so I'm not entirely sure why he hasn't used more of that, but alright. Oh, Thomas making an interesting call here, going for a second Raketin. Certainly will help him deal with the T-70, but it's going to delay his tech, perhaps. So he's going to try to put it up, maybe covering this cutoff. Oh, what is this? Flak half track driving in super deep there. Managing to just stay out of snaring range, though. Oh boy. That low health combat engineer does go down on retreat. Nicely worked there from Thomas coming into the retreat path with that Volksgrenadier, getting the wipe. Well executed.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Officer on the run there. T-70 coming in really close. Gonna take a Faust. That does maximize damage. Bit of a run good there for Thomas, I think, and only taking that amount of damage that he did. Either way, that's slow for the T-70. Do have an infantry repair kit. So could repair this T-70 up with the conscripts. Can now also do that on penals these days. That's why it's no longer called conscript repair kit. It's going to be relevant in this game, I imagine. Oh, wow. Putting this up, covering the munitions point instead. Interesting. I've seen this a few times. I feel like it's less popular than the cutoff, but also a reasonable option. It can be pretty tough to, like, position yourself to put a siege on it. It's in that kind of angle. But this, I feel like this is maybe, if your opponent gets, like, 2 tanks or something, can come over here and kill this quite quickly before your anti-tank gun can rotate. But is relatively safe against like an anti-tank gun. Kind of push across here, try and siege it out, because it makes the retreat paths for the Soviet player very treacherous. Pros and cons. No big off-map in this command from Makros though, so doesn't have to worry about it getting bombed out. by an off-map like that. Getting lining up. Connect for one shot.
T-34 ready for combat.
T-34 already out from Makros. He's not hanging around, not going to go for the M4C. Just kind of curious. So basically the only thing he's used in this commander so far is the Dishka, I believe. Don't know if he's even used the conscript repairs. Good connects for one shot. T-34 doing a bit of a drive-by, but the second Rakitin's already on the battlefield, remember. Takes a shot, takes a Faust. So both the vehicles out for repairs now. T-34 on the run. Is anything even standing there? Maybe he was expecting a Rakitin to be pushing forwards, chasing after T-34, I'm not sure, but either way, a bit of a whiff from the Zeus barrage. Second combat engineer coming in.
Waiting for your command. Awaiting command. Engineers ready for assignment.
So we're going to use them for repairs, I guess.
Taking fire. We are losing territory.
Just working their way into the retreat path a bit here. And T-70 not getting very good hits. Potential there for the wipe, honestly, but T-70 not having it today.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our
But yeah, a little bit of a shame not to see the infantry repair kits utilised. Two combat engineers though, it's almost never a bad option though, really. It's the extra sweeper going to be quite handy. Speaking of, mine going down as well. T-70 diving in really deep here, right on top of the Rakitin. Hoping for a bit of a block there, I think, but not able to get it. T-70 coming in from this side now, Rakitin connecting. Oh, that was a close call. Oh, T-34 driving in, hits the mine though. Rakitin connecting, there's another mine back there. T-34 driving forwards. Narrowly avoiding the mine though. Rakitin on the run now. Second Rakitin had already retreated, so yes, Makros felt like he was safe enough to do that. Now the sweepers spot that mine so close. Back half Drake, I think he wanted to maybe get some damage onto the T-70, finished it off there, but didn't want to take the risk. Here comes the Rakitin though, quite risky. Pairing on the front lines like this. Spotted for by the squad out the back. Rakitin Vet 2 fires off another shot here. Faust. Would that be enough damage? He doesn't even take the risk. I think I would have tried to fire off the Faust there. Would have been extremely close, if not a kill. I think I would have gambled on that. But yeah, that was a crazy risk there from Makros, trying to repair in that position. Sandwiched a little bit. Ends up losing his T-70. And now I've got a Panzer IV coming in for Thomas. Has been a little bit manpower in a bit of a manpower bind. Not able to field this yet for quite some time, but fielding it now. Second Zis coming up for Makros. Maybe he's expecting something like the Command Panther with the slight delay, and Thomas could just about have gone for it here as well, if he saved a touch more manpower. Also, because Thomas did go for this officer, he's a little bit low on manpower to go for Obers at this timing. And while the officer is, you know, very, very strong, it's definitely no, like, Vet 2 LMG Ober squad. Kept trying to go for some attack rounds, but can't get through the wall there with those. Close call though. Oh, mine triggered. Have to repair up to full to remove the engine crit from the mine. Need to just back up to above 75% health for the Faust. So Did have to get all the way back up there. So making use of the forced retreat. Maybe he's wishing he would have saved it here for the Dishka, but managing to smoke it. Actually, he's making a bit of a charge. This barrage trying to stop them from chasing forwards here. And before has to retreat. Infiltration grenades, first utilization of them. Reasonable health damage. There's a 4. We're going to get a bit of extra bleed. We've got the flak half track back there as well. The kitten was there, camouflage, but gets revealed. Panzer IV not having much luck so far. Missing again and again. Seconds is also advancing. Flak half track needs to get out of there. Pops the smoke just in case. Better safe than sorry. And the flak base shutting down the munitions harass there. Big hits from the T-34. Do a Katyusha here. Going after the Raketin, but the Raketin dodges away. There's a 4 thinking about coming in for a push on it here. Katyusha quite slow. Oh, that was a close call. Some attack ground shenanigans as well now. Break from Makros there with the Katyusha. I can understand firing it from there, but I think I would have cut it a little bit short once it was apparent that it wasn't really hitting anything. Nearly cost him his caddy there. Oh! Combat engineer goes down there to the Sturm officer, hitting Vet 3 now. Doubles this barrage. Clearing out the capping squad. Just, okay, that was an occasion where I thought maybe he would just let it ride. To deny the VP for a bit longer. It's not like the Panzer IV is going to drive around the corner against double anti-tank guns, is it? Alright. Got the mark from the officer on the squad. Squad able to crawl around the corner, trying to get something going here, but it's not going terribly well at the moment for Thomas. Inching forwards with the flak half track though. Panzer IV coming through for a pretty good hit as well. Flak half track working nicely out the back there. Try to charge through the center here. Not very much luck. Could be a situation for radio silence here as well. Thomas with a boatload of munitions. Maybe the extra... Oh, the mine's shutting down this push anyway. Just ready to fire. Gonna go after the Raketin again. Half health gone. Getting dodging up to the side though. Retreats. Katyusha cuts it slightly short there. Oh, trying to go for the Faust, but big hit from the T-34. Managing to dance around and survive though. So Makros under a lot of pressure there, but didn't end up losing too much. But yeah, it felt like that was maybe a good timing for radio silence when you're making those kind of pushes. Makes it hard to handle. Oh boy, Panzer IV driving forwards there, maybe hoping to catch the caddy. Risky play there. There's been a couple mines down. S-35 coming through now from Makros. A lot of anti-tank, but it's understandable. Double this. More like a howitzer anyway, so. Just good. Working nicely. Vet 3 now. It's been a real asset to Makros so far this game. Meanwhile, Thomas has put down his mechanized truck. Maybe you're looking for the King Tiger next. Gonna have trouble saving the manpower for that though at the moment. It's been bleeding quite a lot. Take a quick look at the KD here. Only ever so slightly ahead. It's generally not ideal when you're up against Soviets with conscripts. Double Rakitten's going to work here. Double Zisparaj lining up on this Rakitten, it looks like. He's going to get away safely. Just go in the center. But yeah, Thomas is floating a little bit too much munitions. I feel like might as well just start popping the radio silence, right? Does cost a lot more these days. Up from 40 it was previously, I believe. Now 70. Don't have the flares in this commander anymore. Have to field the command tank to fire those off, so not going to see those for Thomas. Around the side here with the Fox Grenadiers. Oh, getting creeping forwards though. Here comes the Katyusha barrage. Look at that, the Rakitten trying to dodge forwards. Oh, but it's getting slaughtered by the conscripts in cover there. Down it goes. That's a 4. Got cold feet as well. SU-85 fired off one shot. Had to get out of there. Jumps back onto it with this Fox Grenadier. The other Rakitten's back already after getting forced away by the double Zisparaj, but double Zisparaj clears it out. Creep forwards with the Rakitten. Officer coming in from the side here. Oh, gets suppressed. He's winding up for a grenade, but not able to get it through there. Big loss. That was like a Vet 3 Rakitten, I think. Maybe even Vet 4. Doesn't it jump back on either. But yeah, this amount of anti-tank really shutting down Thomas at the moment. Having trouble avoiding the double Zis SU-85 combo. And another T-34 coming in from Makros. This can happen, you know. Look at him. The conscripts late game with a 7-man upgrade. Very manpower efficient. Can be tough to win that war of attrition as the OKW player. Especially whenever you have a support weapon down, they can just clear it out with the Zis barrage and gain some easy territory. Katyusha. Oh, slightly off to the side. Double Zis have worked their way forwards here. For the Rakitten again. Oh, that's a nasty hit.
The sector is at risk.
Back half track weaving around. Double Zis coming around the corner. Uh-oh. This could be the end of the flak half track. Pops the smoke. T-34 charging in. Double Zis setting up. Attack ground action. Might not be necessary. T-34 finishing the job. Panzer 4 coming across. SU-85 hammering away though. Panzer 4 has to disengage. And now Thomas really up against it here. What a swing around. You know, it was not so long ago that Thomas was all the way forwards here and Makros was completely off the map. But having lost one of his Rakittens, Thomas struggling for manpower, deciding to put down his mechanized and is not able to get out a second tank himself to seal the score.
Mechanized regimental HQ has been destroyed. A mobile
Can still go for that King Tiger, but yeah, really struggling for territory control at the moment. Makros pretty much has pop cap limit though, so this is his army. He can't get anything else here. So it's the only light at the end of the tunnel for Thomas. At the moment he's in some deep trouble. Finally pops the radio silence. Now decided 500 munitions was enough. And you know, just making use of the speed boost when you're out of combat can be quite an asset. Can be helpful for flanking machine guns as well or something if you're out of combat. Get around the side of them a bit more quickly. So you get to cap up some territory here. I think Makros heard the Panzer IV and the fog rotating across this way. The double anti-tank guns as well. Pressure on the double Zis. Mine shutting that down.
units are now visible to the enemy.
Shoot your forwards, ready to fire.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Only 3 kills on that so far though. Oh, that was close. Quite fast there, Vet 3 able to dodge away from the Raketten with ease. But Thomas hangs in there. If he lost his officer he would have been in some trouble, but he's alright. So it's quite expensive to reinforce. Oh, that could have been another 3 models dead there very easily with the Sternpires on retreat. That would have been white. Reasonable amount of bleed, but nothing incredible. That takes out the back, waiting for repairs here. Makros perhaps slowing down a touch. Is advancing. You see Thomas just can't quite save manpower for his next vehicle. Just constantly struggling, getting drained by the T-34s, by the double Zis barrage. Oh, pops the... Is it called target this? What's it called? Target them. Going for the decrew attempt. Double Faust connecting. T-34 with engine damage. This extremely close to going down, but still alive. He's 35 mobilizing, getting involved. Officer still advancing here. Just didn't quite micro the officer correctly. If he just charged him the whole time, targeting the Zis. What about the decrew there? Oh. Just 35 on focus sight mode with the Raketten. In some trouble. Here come the Katyusha rockets. Panzer IV pops its head around the corner, pops the Blitz though, backs away quite quickly. Good reactions from Tommy. Okay. I believe it's Thomas. Either way, that's still quite a lot of bleed as Thomas struggles to save for his next vehicle. Again, the similar story, a lot of bleed here for Thomas. Just can't afford his next tank. Makros harassing the fuel, but I mean Thomas is like so much in the bank, doesn't really impact him. Officer with the passive sprint now. Radio silence activated. Does Officer get passive sprint at Vet 5? Where is STG?
The enemy still has 300 points.
These lads running around pretty quickly here. Bit of a flank coming through. This is what I'm talking about. Maybe you should have been doing a lot earlier.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
These kind of radio science pushes, tough to deal with. Oh, just force away the Dishka quite easily there. The double T-34 is able to fend off the infantry for the moment. And we're getting way back. Oh, good bleed on the combat engineers repairing though.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
The T-34 is stacking up the body counts. 16 over here, 31 on the other. That's a 4. Uh-oh. Misses its shot, so I'm not going to go in for the chase. She's ready to fire again. Targeting the Rakitten once more. Grazing it, grazing it. Oh, there's a nasty hit. Very late retreat. Does survive though, a bit of a lucky break. There's a 4, going to take engine damage here though. Let's force away the conscripts at least. Did manage to cap the far VP Thomas, but still under a lot of VP pressure. With Makros looking to set up the triple cap. It's kind of just who's going to break first at the moment. Both players, a bit of back and forth action, but Thomas just can't save the manpower at the moment. His bleed is just tough to handle. To go for a second Rakitten, which is kind of curious. Oh, that's a nasty hit from the T-34. I suppose it does work quite nicely, you know, against the triple tanks, but it's also quite vulnerable to that Katyusha. Science active now, making a charge. Double Faults could go for the double Fausts. Rakkitten's back there as well. Does not get a shot off though, thought it would have. Doubles this quite far forwards here. Charging forwards with the Volksgrenadiers over here, but the Dishka ready to shut that down. The Volksgrenadiers capping though in the centre at the moment. A lot of damaged tanks at the back for Makros, but was not able to finish anything off here. Pretty good damage onto the Dishka. Could get the D-crew here, in fact. Panzer IV getting some good hits with the main gun. Okay. Empires are there. I'm not going to sacrifice a Sternpire squad to try and jump on top of that. So it looks like Makros going to be able to recruit that Rakitten forced away there by the Katyusha. Trying to prevent the recrew here. Reasonable hit. T-34 coming in from the side. Doubles this. Panzer IV on the move. Able to recruit quite safely. Now the Rakitten under a lot of pressure. The T-34 and some nasty damage done. One Faust connecting. Officer not able to do much. Infiltration grenades force away the conscripts. Also over here perhaps forgotten about. Quite a lot of bleed. Thomas really under the gun here. He needs to kill one of Makros's tanks to get back in it, even just to get rid of the veterancy, because Makros has so many resources spare. He can instantly rebuild it, but getting rid of the Vet 3 from one of these T-34s would be huge. Shut down their mobility a lot. Oh, this could be it. Engine damage. In a compromised position, Panzer IV mobilizing. Getting on the run, rear arm exposed, Panzer IV missing, but grazing damage might have been enough. No, not quite enough to finish the job. Rakitten from the side here though, does finish the job. Second T-34 dived in to try and save his friend. Double Fausts, double Fausts. Oh, it briefly stops with the T-34. Oh, abandoned. Only needed one Faust. Wasn't full health on that. what a turnaround. And now the double Faust on the SU-85 Raketin coming from the side. Under some pressure from the conscripts. Here comes the Panzer IV. Katyusha trying to keep the SU-85 safe here. Raketin finishes off the abandoned tank. Volkskrieger is advancing through the rockets, but the Discus back there to try to shut down this advance from pushing in any further. Oh, but he sneaks around the side, gets an incendiary grenade, forcing that away. Raketin's chasing in after the SU-85 here. He's still on focus sight mode with this, so it's just crawling with the damaged engine. Big mistake from Makros. And he loses all of his tanks. Wow. Losing that first T-34, excusable. The second one coming in trying to save it, that was a bad idea. SU-85 backing away on focus sight mode. What? That was really bad. Oh man, it was going so slowly there. Oh, too funny. Well, what a turnaround from Thomas. Just playing patiently, waiting for the mistake, and it happened. Definitely, the second T-34 was throwing good tanks after bat. We're gonna use that turn of phrase. But yeah, well done by Thomas, exploiting that opportunity to its maximum and completely turning things around here. Still, Makros, you know, as I said, he had like 750 or so manpower floating as well as a huge amount of fuel, so goes for a second Katyusha as well as the M4C Sherman. I think the M4C Sherman does make a lot of sense in this instance, can go head to head with the artillery Panzer IV a bit more effectively, but it's probably not going to be doing as much bleed as the T-34s were, so this could give Thomas the opportunity to finally get his second tank out. Oh, this is really sloppy from Makros. I don't know what he did here. Should not have allowed that second Faust to connect under any circumstances. Does get the decrew on one Raketin, but now he's could be in some trouble from the Panzer IV. Looks like that wants to get aggressive here. The doubles this and nearby though. Pops the blitz quite quickly to get out of harm's way. Does so in the nick of time. Able to charge forwards with the radio silence to jump on that decrewed Raketin, well timed. Because the doubles this were there, maybe could have got the kill on it. Definitely a good use of the radio silence. But yeah, Makros maybe cracking under the pressure. It's a long match, this one. Making some big mistakes over the last 5 or so minutes after playing a very, very tight game up until this point. Like maybe he was trying to go for the bait on the double Raketins with the double Katyushas with the tank, but this kind of bait's generally only safe if you've got a very durable tank. So a bit tougher than the M4C Sherman. It's like a heavy tank generally, but maybe the premium medium tanks as well. That's with more than 640 health. Filtration grenades. Tried to put them into the retreat path though, and Makros not falling for it. Raj grazing damage. Gonna be nice to use the second Katyusha, go for a short one, and then try. If he retreats from the short one, he'll retreat into the long one. Oh, is this under some pressure here? Gets decrewed, and then the Panzer IV coming forwards behind this. Double Raketin's escorting this, trying to get the kill, but quickly jumps back on it. Second Katyusha ready to fire here, going for the double Raketins. Catching the Fox Grenadiers. And the stern officer out the back there. Oh, the last rocket. Right on the edge.
Enemy forces capturing supply
Able to
sector.
jump back on it. But both those Raketans extremely low on health. Needs to repair them up. Otherwise they'll be dead next time they get decrewed. Panzer IV coming in from the side. Could be time to pop. We already had the blitz popped. Nicely done. Making use of that reload bonus. And takes down the SU-85. And Makros falling apart here. Officer lobbing some grenades there. I suppose there's one advantage that the officer has, right? Because I don't think Obersoldat can get the infiltration grenades. We use them in this commander.
Awaiting command. Taking fire.
Well, Makros still pretty close to level peggings in terms of army size at the moment. It's just his composition is perhaps not the best. Double Katyushas occupying a huge amount of his pop cap, which sure, if they get good hits can be game winning, but can also leave himself a little bit vulnerable. Another activation of Ready Silence here from Thomas. Goes for the triple cap now, turning against Makros, who's down to 81. Under a lot of pressure. Oh, and there we go. That was the Katyusha barrage he was hoping for. Clubbed up on the sandbags. And they get obliterated. Okay, so that's the first step. An important first step. Second Katyusha barrage coming in over here now. Okay, the squad does get away. Officer lobbing out smoke again, trying to crawl away to safety. Makros advancing, Panzer IV back up. 56 kills! What a beast! Second Panzer IV. Thomas getting his second vehicle around 50 minutes into the game. That's how manpower starved he's been throughout this match. But he's finally getting things going. He probably could have got a second vehicle a lot earlier than this if he didn't go for that mechanized truck. Maybe he felt like he needed the extra repairs from that, I'm not entirely sure. Either way, in a strong position now, especially if Makros fails to plant any more mines. The double Panzer IVs could really hurt him. Making a bit of a push through centre though with the double anti-tank guns. Officer though will have some really nice sight of this. See how much sight the officer's giving here. Really far out the back there, you can see. Makes it quite a lot easier to dodge machine guns. But Makros able to stabilise here for a moment. Panzer IV coming in from the side. Oh, close range caddy. Survives though. Panzer IV coming in from the side, trying to switch the angles back and forth. Sternpies charging in, trying to pressure them a bit. I imagine these have been crewed by combat capable squads at some time. So pressuring with a squad like that might not go too well if it's not at full strength. Looks like one of them's been jumped on by a combat engineer squad. Which, you know, very similar to a conscript model these days. Clock Clock has stopped though. There's a full blitzing. Trying to get around the side, maybe go Katyusha hunting, but the conscripts with the Ura shutting that down. It's a reasonable attempt. Spot an opportunity, trying to go for it.
We are losing territory.
This charge is not going to go terribly well. Choose onto the VP again. Big rocket there. Late dodge from Thomas. Oh no, he's dodging forwards. Still has a tough retreat path though. Panzer IV got himself in some trouble against the double Zis. He really wants to complete the capture to get a touch of healing. Is out of combat for long enough? Oh, but it's not enough. Conscripts finished the job there. A little bit greedy from Thomas, trying to close the show with the triple cap here. Costing him his squad. Let's see if it pays off. Oh, the Panzer IV goes down those doubles this. Finishing the job. Neutralize on that VP, neutralize on this one. Still going to drain a couple more points, but it's not going to be enough to finish the game here. So Thomas losing a squad, losing the Panzer IV there, allowing Makros back in the game, trying to go for the game ender with the VP finish, but not able to do so there. Run right into those Katyusha rockets here. Very lucky. Oh boy. Good shot from the Sherman. Officer pops the target then. Just dropping quite quickly. Obviously second Katyusha barrage. A little bit further out the back. Oh, catching the Raketten back there. Pressure from the officer, but another mine triggered. So many mines in this area from Makros again and again. And they've worked out well for him. Did you see that? The Pinto was like shooting. The gun was facing this way, but the bullets were coming out this way. Weird. Oh, that's a big hit from the Panzer IV. Wanted to Ura forwards to get the engine damage off. Not allowed. Good Raketten positioning as well to back up the Panzer IV. So now Makros back in the lead, army size, army composition wise. And he's kind of got the inevitability win condition as well with those Katyushas. Eventually they're going to get those wipes. But you can't say the same of the Panzer IV. Panzer IV, a pretty good hit in. Katyusha's also quite good at the VP denial, but only needs 4 points, Thomas, to close the game here. Won't take much. Katyusha through the center, dodging out to the side. Pretty effective dodge there. Avoids most of the damage. Could be a forced retreat scenario here. He doesn't have much munitions though, has burnt through them now. As for the Faust, Raketten missing quite badly as well. Looks like it was actually targeting the... Okay, well, he mist-targeted. Accidentally shooting at the Zis instead of the Sherman there. Oh, there goes the Raketten. It's in a reasonably good position for the recrew though.
More of our troops have been lost.
D crew on the Zis. Rakitten had to retreat though in front of the Dishka. It was taking too much damage. Panzer IV out here trying to do his best, trying to win this engagement. Both tanks are in fact. Both players having to retreat. Panzer IV though a bit healthier without engine damage. Zis facing up a nice direction, but wow. Good hit there from the Panzer IV, finishing off the decrewed Zis like that. Very easily could have like missed 2 shots on it there and got forced away by the other Zis. Gets a pretty good hit on it though. Shooting back up to full strength. Double combat engineers repair it up fast. Quite rare to see as well, combat engineers with the sweeper this highly vetted. Gives a Katyusha dodging up to the side with the officer. Oh, but he's trying to get around to this side to retreat down this way. Retreat paths did not go his way, but luckily kind of ran through the area between the rocket salvos. No munitions for an incendiary grenade or anything. Oh, infiltration grenades from this squad out the back. Oh, and they kill the Dishka. Wow. Makros paying the price there for not having repaired up his support weapon. We do have the Rakitten still on the ground here for Tommy. Maybe he's going to pay the price for never having crewed that again. Built a second, oh that's a command Panther in fact, Thomas. Could this be the game closer here for Thomas? Making a push through the center. Panther coming around the side here. Zis and the M4C Sherman might have a bit more than they can handle here. Panther charging forwards. Going in, the double Katyushas over here, very exposed. There's one Katyusha. So spins around. Looks like the M4C Sherman. No, it's going to take care of the second Katyusha first. M4C Sherman next on the agenda. Bit of pressure from the infantry over here. Rakitten from the other side though. Missing. Zis finishing off the job, but double Katyusha and the Sherman dead. AT gun decrewed. Makros finally throws in the towel. Writing was on the wall in terms of the VPs anyway. GG, wow. Makros in control around 40 minutes in, but then that poor sequence lost both of his, or all of his tanks, but you know, he made that slight misplay with the T-34 up here. Understandable, these things happen, but then sending the second T-34 in, when it was like one shot, definitely going to die. Big mistake, and then that led Makros to lose a whole bunch, allowed Tommy back in the game. And then Thomas just gutting it out late game. Just finding little opportunities here and there. Decrewing team weapons, killing tanks, sniping things off. Keeping this Panzer IV alive the entire game. 82 kills. What a beast. What that officer do? Close to 40. Pretty strong as well. GG, well played by both players. Anyway guys, wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise I'll catch you off the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.